Hello everyone, my name is Mayur Saxena. I'm from Informatica GCS. In this video session, I'm going to tell you about how to configure 3-level Ingress using B360 FEP connector. In this video, we'll discuss about the introduction of 3-level Ingress and the B360 FEP connector, what is the requirement of it, what are the prerequisites, and the configuration part, followed by a demonstration. So Ingress job is defined to import the data from various data sources into the required assets. Ingress job is nothing but the data import. So 3-level Ingress is just like importing of data at 3 levels. Okay, so we have business entity, field group 1 and field group 2. So it is like parent to child and child to grandchild relationship. So when you create mapping using the B360 FEP connector, the business 360 assets are available in a non-hierarchical format in the connector catalog. Business 360 FEP connector enables you to create individual mappings for each set of root fields and field groups available in each level of hierarchy in the B360 asset. It is supported only for Ingress, not for Egress. So Business 360 FEP connector is mainly for Egress and it's not for Egress. Egress is export and Ingress is import. So we have a multiple scenario when we have field group configured. Okay, so when we have something like we have a main B and the field group 1 and the field group 2. Main B is something we'll consider as a parent, field group 1 is something we'll consider as a child, field group 2 will obviously be a grandchild. So it's something like organization employee to address. We want to import data in all 3 levels in a single job run. We don't want first to get data in organization, then we fill data for employee, then we'll fill data for the address. It's not like 3 jobs for 3 levels. So this is why we use 3-level Ingress. Like we'll be importing data at 3 level in a single job run. And the prerequisites for it are we must have BE configured, of course. Okay, whatever the BE along with the field groups, nested field groups we must have, and we must have that BE configured in the C360 application, because if that B is configured in B360 console, we must have it configured in C360 applications, so we can view it, search for the data in it in the UI part. Okay, and also page must be configured so that we can check the records post Ingress job, and B360 FEP connections must be configured and tested for successful connection, and secure agent must be installed successfully and needs to be in running state to work without any issue. Last 2 points, B360 FEP connector and secure agent, this is something needs to be configured inside administrator tab, and the top 4 points needs to be configured in B360 console. Okay, so once we have B configured, let's say parent B, child field group 1 and grandchild field group 2. Now in data integration tab, mapping, if we are aware of single level Ingress, so parent mapping is going to be in the same way, same standard way of the single level Ingress. Whatever the necessary fields we need to map. Yeah, one thing which is mandatory is P key, and that's done. But in child level mapping, what we'll do is there will be one additional field which is not custom field. It will be there by default if we have some field group mapping. So it is something child field group name underscore parent ID, and then here we'll map the parent ID, means for child we'll map the parent. Now in the next level, grandchild field group 2 mapping, there will be 2 columns, one which is connecting to the child group. Child group means the child of the grandchild. Okay, and other one will be connecting to parent. So it's something like there should be linkage, right? In the parent there is no linkage, there is nothing, parent is on the top, so it should be in a standalone way. And next to parent comes the child, and child should be linked to the parent. So there is one field, child field group underscore parent ID. There we should pass the P key of parent. Okay, in the same way, to link grandchild from child and parent, we have 2 fields. Okay, so we have to configure that. So let's say we have parent P key P1, child P key P2, and grandchild P key P3. Here in this slide we just have the P keys, because rest all the fields which are some custom fields you can configure on your own. So this is something the mandatory fields. P key of in child mapping, we'll map the P key with P1, but in the parent we'll map pk with p1, and child will map pk with p2. But there is one more field, child field group 1. Actually it is the name of field group, and it's mapped with p1. For grandchild we'll map pk to p3, and child field group in grandchild field group underscore parent id, it is p2, which is you can see child, and this one which is p1, which you can see parent. So it's simple, like pk is fine. Okay, for parent pk is p1, for child pk is p2, for grandchild pk is p3. But for child to connect with parent, we have this extra mapping, and for grandchild to connect with parent and child, we have these two columns. Okay, so let's begin for the demo. In B360 console, we have configured business entity named as top, and we have not given a lot of fields just in order to avoid any confusion. It's just for demonstration purpose. I've just given top as the name of the BE and the top name, one string field. Then we have this brand as the field group 1. This is as considered as child. Inside that brand, we have just one column as brand name, and under that we have one nested field group which is grandchild named as sale, and sale is something uh, as the third level. Top is first level, brand is second level, and sale is third level. Okay, so we have these three um, levels. One is B, other one is field group 1 and field group 2, which is what we call parent, child, and grandchild. Now we'll go to data integration tab. We'll create a mapping for that. We have to create three mappings and three mapping tasks. First we'll go with the parent. It's for top. Let's give it the name. Okay, and then resource. For this video we are using flat files, and we have already created three flat files, one for person, then child, and then grandchild. Here we'll use the business 360 FEP connector. Here we can see we have top brand and top brand sale. This is the parent, child, and grandchild. So this is the first mapping for the parent. This option for the auto map comes with the B360 FEP connector. So we have top name, which is mapped with the top name, and PK configured with the source PK. Let's save the mapping. The most important thing for mappings and task flows to run successfully is this in-out parameter. If the spelling is wrong, or if there is extra space, then this may cause an issue. We'll save the mapping now. Okay, so now mapping is created, and we have in-out parameter configured, field mapping is configured. Now on the top of this mapping, we'll create a mapping task. Here this runtime environment is secure agent, which we have configured in the administrators tab. So this is the mapping task for the parent mapping. In the same way, we'll create the mapping for the child and then for the grandchild. Again, for the source, I'm taking the flat file. Now we'll configure the target. So now here comes the main part. Like in PK, we'll place the PK and brand name will be the brand name. Now this is what I was talking about in the PPT, that brand is what we call child field group one name and underscore parent ID. So brand is child and parent is top. So brand name parent ID, it means it's asking for the child. No, sorry, it's asking for the parent PK. So this is what value I've given in the parent PK. Okay, let's save this. Now we'll configure the input parameters for this as well. On the top of every mapping, we have to create a mapping task, because in task flow we have series of tasks only. We do not configure mapping inside task flow. So we have created mapping and mapping task for the parent and for the child. Now it's time for the third mapping and mapping task, which is for grandchild. In our case, it is sale. Okay, we have to create the mapping first. This is the third mapping. So this is the last step where we have already configured parent and child mapping. Now this time we are configuring grandchild mapping. So now in this field mapping, we'll use this auto map option. Okay, so by default sale name and PK is mapped. Now what this is asking for and what this is asking for. These both are mandatory fields. Okay, these are not custom which we have defined. These are the fields which comes by default when you have some linkage. Okay, so this is the child name and this is asking for the parent ID. So this we'll put here the parent ID value and this is the child ID value. Sale is what? Sale is the grandchild. Okay, and for grandchild, what is parent? For grandchild, parent is child. So we are putting child value. Okay, and brand is child. For child, what is parent? It is parent itself. So these two are the important configuration here. If you miss any one of them or fill the incorrect values, your tree level ingress will not work. Okay, let's save the mapping. Okay, we have to do this in our parameter again. Let's save it. Now we'll create mapping task for the grandchild. So now we have three mappings configured. One is top map for the parent mapping, brand map for the child mapping, and sale map for the grandchild mapping, which is business entity, field group 1, field group 2, and associated tasks are also there. Mapping task 1, mapping task 2, and mapping task 3. Now, whenever we have to run an ingress job, this runs on the top of some task flow. So, and right now we have just configured mapping and mapping task. For task flow, we'll select this one and we'll try to configure the task here. So we'll give some name to task flow. We are giving top brand sale task flow. Okay, and we have to configure the job instance ID here as well. It should be in the input fields. Let me have that. It should be text only. Okay. Now we'll configure the data task. So our first data task should be desktop task. Now we have to select the data task. Top mapping task was the first one. Now here what we have to make sure is whatever data task we are adding linear workflow, it should be in order, like first child, oh sorry, like first parent, then child 1, then child 2. Means parent, child, grandchild, or you can say business entity, field group 1, field group 2. It should be in order because we have in the mapping we have linked it, right? So if the parent is missing and we are adding the child with that associated PK, it will give an error. So we have to make sure we are adding it in correct order. Here we have to add this in our parameter as well. And for this value, we'll select this field. From here, we'll use this task instance ID and then OK. Okay, this is configured. We'll add another task. This will name brand task. Whatever the names I'm giving in this entire session, it is all custom. You can give any name of your choice. Okay, brand is not there. Why is it so? Okay, by mistake I have given BTAND. Then search for it. Naming doesn't matter. Okay, means it matters, but it matters if you to just make you remember what you have entered. Okay, now here in our parameter again. This job is the tidy thing. Wherever we have configured mappings, mapping tasks, and task flows, it's very important. If you'll miss this, or if you'll make some mistakes or add some extra spaces or some spelling mistakes, your mapping will fail. So please be very cautious while providing this input parameters. It's our third task. Save task. Save mapping task and input field again and out parameters. Job instance ID. So you have to do this for all the data tasks. Whatever data tasks you have configured, you have to do this for all. You can ignore this for now. And yeah, in the start, if you click on the start, there is also one input field. Here job instance ID should be there. It is type test, it's fine. Okay, and in this it should be like this. Okay, now we can save the mapping. Sorry, save the task flow. It is the task flow. This is the task flow we have configured right now. And okay, now after saving this, make sure to publish this. Otherwise, when you configure Ingress and use this task flow, you'll not be able to run the job because if it will not be published. Okay, so there is a publish button. It is saying that it's published successfully. And let me validate it. Okay, task flow is valid. There is no errors. So let's go to B360 console. Now what we have to do is we have to configure one Ingress job for this business entity. Top Ingress. Here we have to configure the task flow. The task flow which we have configured in the data integration tab. This is the place where you will add the task flow. Now I'm going to add the task flow. The name of the task flow was TBS. Okay, this is the one. Select. Okay, so it's in published state. So no errors. Just we need to save this job. So now your tree-level ingress configuration part is done. We had one BE along with two nested field groups. Okay, and then we configured the mapping for the BE. Then we created the mapping task on the top of that mapping. Later we configured mapping for the child, that is field group 1. Then we configured mapping task again for that one, and later we configured mapping for uh, field group 2, which is grandchild, we can say. And then again we configured mapping task for it. And after configuration of mappings and mapping tasks, at last we configured task flow. Okay, then task flow, we have to configure the mappings in the sequential order. In the DI you can see it should be in sequential order, like parent, then child, then grandchild, or you can say business entity, field group 1, field group 2. If it is not in correct order, you'll get errors like root CO not found or incorrect p key or something like that. So these errors will be there because there is no proper linkage. So the most important configuration in this is this particular sequence. It should be in order in the task flow. And the second thing, actually it is the second thing, and the first thing is this mapping part. Here it's fine, parent one is fine, child one is this source p key, brand name, and this parent id. Okay, this PID, what is this PID? This PID is p key of the parent, p key of the top is this PID. Okay, And the sale mapping, this PID is again, PID is PQ of the top is the BE name, CID is child ID, it is parent ID, child ID is ID of the brand is our field group 1. Okay, so these are the two important configurations. One is this mapping underscore parent ID, these two columns in grandchild and one column in child, and the task flow sequence. These two things are important for the 3-level ingress. And now what we have to do is this ingress job is configured. We have configured this task flow in this. Now we want to only to load data. What we have to do is we have to click on run, and later when we click on run, this pop-up will be there. We'll click on here and we'll see the job started. It is the ingress job. So here we can see it's loading. The job is running. We can refresh from here. It's still at the extract step. In data integration tab, we'll go to my jobs, and here we can see this is still running. Okay, so two subtasks are done. It means this parent and the child is success, and this what we call grandchild is still queued. It will start in few time. Okay, it starts running. So once this is done, then we can go ahead and check in B360 about this status. So now the job is successful. Here we can see the target asset is 1. We have 3 mappings, one for top, one for brand, one for sale. Parent, field group 1, field group 3, field group 2. Still the target asset is 1 because as a whole we are entering, it's a 3-level ingress. So main target is that BE only. Okay. So the ingress job is done. Now we can go to the UI and check for the data. It's my top business entity. I'll search for the data. Here I can see that 2 records are inserted, and yeah, this is what you can see to success 2 rows. Okay, so in C360 UI, let me select any one of them. Okay, here we can see it's the top name master. It is the value which I have given. Brand name master A, sale name, it is season sale. And if I check for the other one, let's click on slave. We have top name, slave, brand name, slave. Okay, these are this festival season sale or SLV slave, whatever it is. These are all the just dummy values which I have inserted. So the main intention of this 3-level ingress is we are inputting the data at this top name, which is BE, brand, which is field group 1, sale, which is field group 2. This is parent, this is child, this is grandchild. So we are importing the data at 3 level using the single ingress job. We are not using the multiple ingress job. The only thing we have to take is we have to configure multiple mappings. Let's say it is 3 level. We have configured it 3 mappings, 3 mapping tasks. All mappings to be in a sequential order in a task flow, and that task flow to be configured inside that ingress job in the B360 console. It is a one-time process. Now whenever you will go, you'll just in the B360 console search for the ingress job. You just have to click run. Based on data whatever you have, this will get imported in the UI in a single go. Okay, so 3-level ingress is just importing of data at multiple level at a single time is 3-level ingress. Okay, at a 3-level ingress is 3-level import.
So here ends the demonstration. For any of the configuration regarding mapping task, task flow or connections or ingress job, you can refer to online help section. This online help is available in the UI itself. When you will open any of the checklist like B360 console, C360 or data integration, on the top right hand side there is online help section. You just visit the section and search for mappings or search for these keywords, and you will get the content about it. You can give your feedback to informaticasupport.com or at the Twitter. Thanks for watching.